What you're about to learn will forever change how you view girls, the world, and everything in it. And when you're finished watching this video, you will know the one thing that no girl can resist. For thousands of years, humans have lived on Earth, and we didn't always have all of the modern luxuries that we have today. Back during this time period, things were simple, and we didn't have the internet or Netflix. Thousands of years ago, humans moved around in groups, and if you look around at today's world, things really aren't too much different. In other words, the social structure that governs humans, and especially attraction itself, is still the same. Long ago, when a guy looked at a girl, he would place value on her, almost exclusively based on her physical beauty. And today, really nothing has changed. Of course, many guys want the girl to have some intelligence, but most of the value in a man's eyes is based on a girl's physical beauty. In the distant past, the main thing that girls looked for in a guy was his ability to protect and provide for her and her children. Today, when it comes to attraction, really nothing has changed. Most guys still look for girls who have great physical beauty, and girls still look for guys who can protect and provide. But here is where it gets interesting. In recent times, researchers have discovered that girls will actually settle for a man who is less attractive than they are, so long as he has plenty of resources or the one thing that girls can't resist. Now, in a perfect world, most girls dream of catching a white knight, or a man who is very attractive, very strong, and exceptionally wealthy. But as you already know, we don't live in a perfect world, and oftentimes girls end up with a guy who has one or two of these traits, but not all three. Something really interesting that I noticed growing up is that attraction isn't complicated at all, and all that you really need is one main ingredient, and you will have very little difficulty attracting beautiful girls into your life. As I was growing up, I noticed that the girls who lived in the bad side of town were about as attractive as the other girls in the same area. Then I moved to another area of town, and this area was quite a bit nicer than the first area. And surprise, surprise, the types of people that you'd find in this area were also quite different. Most of the girls in this second area were a bit more attractive, and the guys who were with these girls were either more physically attractive or made more money than those living in the poverty-stricken area. Then, I later moved to another neighborhood, the one that most people would view as the American dream, and I found nothing but big houses, old people, and Buicks. Actually, I'm just kidding, but what I did find was pretty much what you'd expect. The girls in this neighborhood, in terms of physical beauty, were almost as high as you can go on the attraction scale. They're the types of girls that are smart, but not too smart, very sweet, and incredibly attractive. And as you might have guessed, most of the guys in this neighborhood were either really good looking, really wealthy, really famous, or all of the above. Thousands of years ago, you would find the most attractive girls with the kings and the pharaohs of the ancient land. Try to imagine a king from this time period. He most likely had incredible wealth, unmatched social status, and enough good looks to match even the most beautiful girls within his kingdom. Now think about it like this. Why would a king choose a girl from the third or second tier areas when he's obviously in the first tier himself? The same is true for girls. Why would a girl who has the physical beauty to be in the top tier choose a guy who has no good looks, no money, and no social status? This is simply the reality of the real world. Thousands of years ago, girls wanted a guy who can protect and provide, and guys simply wanted a girl who is very attractive and pleasant to be around. In today's world, nothing has really changed, and on a primal level, girls and guys still want the same things. So the real question is, what is the one secret thing that no girl can resist? And the answer is simple. This ability, once mastered, is like a shortcut to the top tiers of life and society. And the better that you get at it, the less that you will need to rely on good looks and money. Many of the most successful guys in life aren't extremely handsome, and they weren't born with some amazing genetic gifts. They started out just like you and me, and with the help of this secret ability, they quickly rose to the top tier of society and gained access to everything that comes with it. What most people don't realize is that our brains are hardwired to connect, and this is especially true with girls. Believe it or not, the fastest way to court a girl and build attraction is not with wealth or with good looks. These things are important, and they do offer a great advantage depending on how much you have of them. But the one thing that no girl on the planet can resist is something that the players refer to as game, and it's almost like a cheat code for life. But it's probably not quite what you think it is. Another name for game is social intelligence, and it's really just how well you're able to navigate social environments and create relationships with others. As it turns out, We humans are wired for social connections because we have more spindle cells in our brains than any other species on Earth. Throughout your life, you have probably seen many average-looking guys who have very little money or resources with very attractive girls, and wondered how exactly that's possible. You could think of these guys like the pure strength characters on a popular RPG game. All of their other skills are 0, but their strength or game is 100. Another way to think of game is social status. On a primal level, girls will always be attracted to resources and good looks, but it is the guy who has the best game who will win in most situations. You see, girls are primarily social creatures, so therefore the primary way to connect with them is through social interaction. But what's really exciting about this is that the one thing that no girl can resist also happens to be the easiest to master. It is also the one thing that you need to have before anything else. So many guys try to attract girls by making a ton of money or by becoming very powerful. And while these things do work extremely well, this is simply backward thinking. The money, the power, and all of the other things that attract girls on a primal level are simply the byproducts of a man's social intelligence or game. To make a fortune, all that you have to do is convince enough people to give you their money. And how do you do this? The answer is with game. If you want to become extremely powerful in society or even famous, once again, these things are directly linked to your social skills. Once you reach the upper echelon of life, you'll find that billion-dollar deals are made in a back room with a handshake and a conversation. And attracting girls is no different. If you're having trouble doing this, making a fortune, or succeeding in any area of your life, you probably just need to work on your game or social skills. Training your game is easy, and like anything else, it is achieved through practice and through repetition. And your level of game or social intelligence is the one thing that, on a primal level, no girl on the planet can resist. And the absolute best way to train it is through real experience and practice. All of the money, the power, and everything else that you could ever want in life will become available to you as you begin to improve your game. And it's almost like a secret ladder that will allow you to quickly reach the top tiers of life. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.